Giles Gerson, President and CEO of Toronto Regional Board of Trade. Thank you, Giles, for hosting us here today. And Jana Mosley, President and CEO of Toronto Hydro. Ontario is growing, Toronto is growing, and that growth depends on having a strong, reliable energy system that keeps pace with new homes, expanding transit, and a thriving economy. By planning ahead and making smart long-term investments, families and businesses can count on clean, dependable power today and for decades to come. To speak more about how our government is taking action to secure Ontario's energy, it's my pleasure to invite to the podium Minister of Energy and Mines, Honourable Stephen Lecce.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's really nice to be with you all today. We're starting the year off strong with a focus on the economy with just a brilliant parliamentary team with us. So thank you very much. Thank you, Giles, for your welcome and leadership here at the Toronto Board of Trade. Jana from the Toronto Hydro, we're very grateful for the partnership, and of course our colleagues from the ISO. Thank you for your commitment. It is no secret that Ontario is preparing for a significant surge in electricity demand. We need more power. And here in Toronto, the center of our economic activity, we need to plan ahead. And so we know the skyline is growing and towers are rising. Tracks are being laid and neighborhoods are being transformed. This is a good story to tell, but it's a clear sign of confidence that we have to continue to build the infrastructure to meet demand. It also presents a unique question. How do we make sure that there's power available when our people and our businesses need it? According to Ontario's independent electricity systems operator, Toronto's peak demand is expected to double by 2050. Electricity demand in East Toronto specifically is expected to exceed the capacity of the transmission system within the next 10 to 15 years. And so, if we do not act, the consequences are clear. A lack of transmission capacity limits our ability to build new homes. It will delay major infrastructure projects like our transit expansion, and it will put thousands of jobs and billions of dollars of investment at risk. Now, as outlined in our province's first ever integrated energy plan, Energy for Generations, we're embarking on one of the province's largest transmission expansion projects in modern history, with planning underway for hundreds of kilometers of new and upgraded transmission lines. Now, we're committed to connecting communities and families and businesses and industries across the province to the affordable and secure clean power they deserve. Now, currently, there's only 2 transmission pathways here in Toronto, and they're projected to reach their capacity in the early 2030s. A new transmission line in Toronto is essential to protect our economy and meet the growing demand from this commercial, industrial, and residential expansion. And it will also allow for reduced reliance on natural gas in the city of Toronto. And that's why we're here, taking decisive action, now to ensure our province's largest city has the power it needs to grow. And so today, we're taking the next pivotal step in saying yes to the third line of electricity transmission line in the city of Toronto. We are approving the independent electricity system operator's recommendation to build a new underwater transmission line, a first-of-its-kind underwater high-voltage line in Ontario that will ensure downtown Toronto's core has the power it needs to grow. And we're taking it one step further. Really part of our broader plan to keep costs down for ratepayers, we're also launching a competitive procurement to find a project proponent. This is the first time the ISO will ever lead a transmission competitive procurement. We want to reduce costs for families, maximize benefits for Canadians. And so beginning today, a posting is available on the Environmental Registry of Ontario that will accept feedback on the criteria that must be met by proponents who will bid on this project. This will allow for really fulsome consultation and experience to be considered in the request for proposals as we launch this year in 2026. But this is a big project. As we stand here today, 6 months after we made the original announcement to build a third line, we are moving with speed and efficiency to meet this moment. In today's world, energy security is national security. It is critical. If we want to be more self-reliant, we've got to build the transmission and the generation, the storage here at home. And so we're investing in our electricity infrastructure today to ensure that Toronto and the GTA has the power it will need in the years ahead by connecting the downtown core to the Darlington Nuclear Generating Station. Once complete, this third line will supply up to 900 megawatts of additional clean, reliable power directly into the downtown core. That is the equivalent of adding power for 900,000 homes. And this will help power major projects. I think about the Ontario line, new communities like East Harbour, Downsview, Golden Mile. This is going to support 285,000 new homes that will help the city meet their 10-year housing targets. An underwater transmission line will build system resilience. The ISO analyzed this. They want to provide the best option that is less vulnerable to extreme weather events such as flooding or ice storms, instances that have previously resulted in lost electricity supply. And I know Jana will tell us, here in Toronto and around the province, when the power goes out even just for a second, we lose hundreds of millions of dollars of productivity. And the Premier calls me often when he hears of these situations, desiring a resolution. He wants to keep the power on reliably for our industry, and rightfully so. This specific issue in Toronto alone has cost up to $200 million in lost productivity. So we can do better. And that's why we believe the underwater cable will deliver more capacity than any other option brought forth. It will meet the system needs well beyond 2044, regardless of the need for additional costly upgrades and expansions. Now, the third line will alleviate strain on the bulk power system by avoiding system reinforcements elsewhere in the GTA, which will result, again, in savings of up to $300 million, essentially in costs we wouldn't have to invest in down the road to build the capacity in a decade or more. So this is really starting 2026 off with a focus on jobs and the economy and self-reliance as Canadians. It's really an investment in our energy future. And we're planning for growth today because we recognize at a time when Ontario must be self-reliant, we are prioritizing the projects that will create jobs, drive growth, and really achieve our core objective of protecting this province. And so it's an exciting step forward. It was done in partnership with the City of Toronto after years of consultation with right holders and stakeholders, business leaders, industry, workers, all of you over the past almost 3 years have been at the center of this announcement and this decision. So I want to thank the city for their partnership. I want to thank you all for being with us today as we build for the future. Now, will you welcome someone who hails from East Toronto, where we have a significant demand forecast emerging, the parliamentary assistant, the member of provincial parliament from Scarborough Centre, David Smith. Thank you all.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Minister Lecce, for that introduction. It's an honor to join Minister Lecce today as another historic announcement marking a major milestone for Toronto. Our city is evolving rapidly. New development, expanding transit, and growing community signal. Sorry, I'm having a bit of problem with my glasses. A vibrant tomorrow, but rapid growth. Hello? But rapid growth comes with great responsibility as we ensure that our energy infrastructure keep pace with demands. As we transition to electric vehicles, modern heating, and advanced energy industry, the need for reliable, clean electricity is more important than ever. That is why today we are taking a decisive step to power Ontario's future. Our government is committed to a forward-thinking solution that will strengthen Toronto's power grid. The first underwater transmission line will deliver up to 900 megawatts of electricity, enough to meet the needs of roughly 900,000 homes here in Toronto. This new line will also support major transit projects like Ontario Line, GO Electrification, and businesses that create good-paying jobs across the province. It will help power critical infrastructure and provide the electricity needed to build up to 285,000 new homes over the next decade. This project is a cornerstone of our Energy for Generations plan, ensuring clean, affordable, and reliable power not just for today, but for generations to come. We are building the infrastructure of Ontario needs so communities can grow, workers can prosper, and province can continue to lead. Together, we are planning today to power Toronto's tomorrow. Thank you, and I'd like to introduce Mr. Gerson to the podium. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, P.A. Smith, and Minister, thank you also. It's a delight to have you here at the Board of Trade for this, I think, consequential announcement. It's another big step, as the Minister said and P.A. Smith has said, in building the essential infrastructure for Toronto's future. Toronto has been North America's fastest growing urban region for over a decade. And it's no secret that fulfilling the promise of that growth for the next generation will require significant infrastructure expansion and upgrading for energy, transportation, transit, and housing. As it is, we're in the process of North America's largest transit build-out. Simultaneously, the data and electrification revolution is accelerating for transit, EVs, and data centers for AI and cloud computing. And in the new world of tariffs and greater economic uncertainty, this project will help us attract needed investment to modernize and grow our economy. So ensuring reliable, affordable power for our homes and businesses isn't just important, it's urgent. And here at the Board of Trade, we've been laser focused on improving our region's productivity and strengthening competitiveness to grow our prosperity and quality of life. In that context, today's announcement is a clear step forward. The news is significant. Ontario has approved ISO's recommendation to build a new underwater electricity transmission line, a first-of-its-kind project in the province. This line will deliver up to 900 megawatts of clean, reliable power directly into downtown Toronto, strengthening the city's electricity supply at exactly the moment we need it most. It will do that by connecting the Darlington Nuclear Generating Station to Toronto's core, a strategic link between Ontario's clean baseload power and the province's largest concentration of homes, jobs, and economic activity. Minister, that connection matters because this is not just about keeping the lights on. It's about powering growth, powering new homes, powering transit expansion, powering the businesses and jobs that drive Toronto's prosperity. Minister, it also, I would like to add, it also matters how the government is moving forward. It's not just about what we're doing, it's how the government is moving forward. The choice to proceed with an underwater connection means we'll be able to achieve the project's significant benefits while minimizing impacts to existing employment lands, and that's important, a critical resource for jobs and productivity. So, Minister, thank you for your leadership, and thank you to the ISO and all partners for advancing this work. It's a big step for Toronto's future, and we're very proud to support it. Now, I'd also like to introduce Jana Mosley, the CEO of Toronto Hydro, to also make some comments. And I'll also add that Jana is a fundamental member of the Business Council of Toronto, which is a group we've put together of CEOs to drive competitiveness and growth in the Toronto region. So thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Minister Lecce, for having me join you today. Today's announcement is an important milestone for Toronto's energy future. Our city is growing at an unprecedented pace, and strengthening our city's access to safe, reliable, and resilient electricity is essential to supporting our shared future and fostering growth opportunities in our community and economy in Toronto. Our electricity demand is expected to double by 2050, as you heard this morning, driven by approximately 285,000 new homes, major transit expansion, electric vehicle adoption, and increased business demand. At Toronto Hydro, we focus on operational excellence, responsible growth, and enabling the future. The third transmission line into Toronto is an important investment in the energy system that powers our city and supports Ontario's economy. The government and the ISO's commitment to a third line moves us closer to expanding regional transmission for Toronto homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure like hospitals, government buildings, and major institutions. We need this line of supply to enable affordable and available housing, public transit, and economic development and employment in Canada's largest urban centre that represent 20% of Canada's GDP and one of the world's most diverse cities. We're on a clear path to moving towards a brighter future for Toronto. In 2024, the provincial regulator approved Toronto Hydro's local distribution system plan, the foundation for a reliable, modern, and affordable grid. Last year, the provincial government's Energy for Generations plan set the investment strategy for power generation. And here, today, with the province taking the next step in linking future generation resources to future customer growth through this essential transmission project, we know that we're going to have the electricity that Torontonians need for decades to come. Expanding regional capacity through the third line ensures that local homes and businesses across Toronto can continue to be connected quickly and reliably, helping the city meet its housing and affordability goals. Last year, Toronto Hydro connected more than 4,800 customers, invested nearly $800 million in almost 6,000 projects, and replaced over 100 kilometers of underground cables. These investments and upgrades support residents and businesses and keep our local grid resilient, reliable, and ready for growth. Meeting the city's needs requires collaboration across the energy sector, government, and the development community. The third line reflects partners coming together to build capacity and enable growth. At Toronto Hydro, our purpose is to electrify communities today and build a brighter tomorrow. Today's announcement enables us to do just that. We look forward to continuing work together with both the province and our industry counterparts while we remain focused on providing Torontonians with a safe and reliable grid. Thank you.
We will now open it up to questions from the media. Reporters can
All
step
right.
up to the microphone.
We are going to forego the questions and move on from here. I want to thank you for joining us, and if you have any comments or suggestions, ideas for us or about the electric, please leave them in the comments area. Have a good morning. We'll be back. Bye-bye.